Hello and welcome to another episode of No Nonsense News with me, Patrick Christys.
And me, Emmy Hewertson. We have to start with Jeremy Corbyn's interview last night with Andrew Neil. We're going to play you the highlights now. The worst bit for me of the whole interview was the fact that he still refused to apologise for anti-Semitism that is splattered all over the Labour Party.
The chief rabbi came out to say that Labour was institutionally anti-Semitic. It's an unprecedented move for a religious leader in the run-up to a general election.
I mean, it really is shocking the fact that a chief rabbi has had to interfere because of the severity of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party.
Exactly.
I mean, it's never been done before. It's just incredible, really. In fact, there have been 635 complaints made in the first 6 months of 2019, resulting in only 8 expulsions from the party.
I think that says it all, really, doesn't it? MPs have had to step down. There's increased security around Jewish primary schools up and down the country. And all Jeremy Corbyn had to do was say sorry, but he couldn't. Just watch this.
Wouldn't you like to take this opportunity tonight to apologise to the British Jewish community for what's happened?
What I'll say is this. I am determined that our society will be safe for people of all faiths. I don't want anyone to be feeling insecure in our society, and our government will protect every community
So no apology?
Against the abuse they receive on the streets, on the trains, or in any
So
other
no apology for how you've handled this?
form of life.
Try one more time.
No, hang on a
apology.
minute, Andrew.
And of course, we had Barry Gardiner getting aggressive with the reporter today when he was asked about it again.
Jeremy Corbyn, you say that you're on the side of the people. Does that include Jewish people? And do you want to take this opportunity to apologise for anti-Semitic incidents in the Labour Party that have happened on your watch?
And Libby, do you have a question about the issue that we're actually discussing today, or was that just an opportune moment to get a dig in about something else?
It's not a dig.
It's very serious indeed. But we're here today to discuss the NHS and the trade deal.
Yeah, but I think
and I
Jeremy
thought, as a
Corbyn-
journalist
Yes.
attending this event, you might have a question about that issue, because I'm sure you'll agree that is also something of real importance to the British public.
It is of importance.
Good. So do you have a question?
They just don't get it, do they? And another thing that Jeremy Corbyn doesn't seem to get is the monumental terror threat that this country faces from ISIS. He was asked if he'd give the go-ahead to kill the next ISIS leader, if they had him in their sights. By definition, this guy has to be one of the most evil people in the world, the type of person that thinks nothing about strapping a suicide vest to a child, pushing them into a crowded marketplace and killing hundreds of innocent people. But Jeremy Corbyn refused to say that he would.
So suppose you're Prime Minister. Our intelligence services say that our special forces have located the new leader of ISIS in their sights. We can get him. Do you give the go-ahead to take him?
Let's find out what the situation is at that moment in time.
And it's funny, actually, with the last ISIS leader...
Bakr al-Baghdadi.
That is the one. He actually said that the best approach to it was to arrest him. Of course, though, the slight problem with that was that he had a suicide vest strapped to him.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that one would have worked out. But, you know, good luck to you, Corbyn.
I think Corbyn's plan was to actually just walk up to him and presumably be greeted like the old friend that he obviously is. Anyway, Jeremy Corbyn was collared on his key issue, borrowing, saddling the nation with debt for generations to come. Just listen how he'd raised the 60 billion quid for the WASPy women.
It costs 60 billion.
Andrew, can I
How do
explain?
you pay for it?
Can I explain why?
No, I'd like you to explain how you pay for
Let me
it.
explain why.
Explain how you pay for it. That's my question.
Let me explain why.
Explain how you pay for it.
We'll pay for it because it has to be paid for.
But how?
It has to be paid for. It's a moral debt.
How will you pay
It's
for it?
a moral debt that's owed to those women.
Will you borrow?
Often between £30,000 and £50,000 has been wrongly taken from them.
I understand that's your case.
So,
That's not what I'm arguing with you about. I'm arguing to
Had a
say, how
court-
will you find the money? Now, will you borrow for that?
had a court case gone the other way, the government would now be having to do it. What we're saying is we will do it. We will do it by paying for it from government reserves, and if necessary, because it's not all going to be paid in 1 year, we will have to borrow in the long term.
The way that that will be funded is through borrowing. I mean, even if you take his manifesto as fully costed, with this, it is just absolutely not. And it would, of course, obliterate the economy all at the same time. Anywho, Labour are hoping the youth vote come out in force. I mean, it is their only hope of winning the election. They want a youthquake. But is this a stupid idea, Patrick?
Yes, definitely, because because the youthquake is a myth, ladies and gentlemen. In 2015 and 2017, youth turnout was below 50%.
And it's fair to say a lot of youngsters don't even support him. A poll found that Boris was way ahead when it came to young voters, which, you know, may be a surprise, but...
It's true. It's a
true,
fact.
yeah.
Can't help it. And Jeremy Corbyn even had a run-in with a young bricklayer while on the campaign trail. This is absolutely fantastic, right? Labour tweeted a picture of this young lad saying that he would benefit from Labour policies. In response, here's what the young man had to say.
I prefer Boris Johnson, 100%.
Now for a bit of grime. Stormzy has once again come out in favour of Corbyn. He says Corbyn is a man of honour and wants what's best for people. But what's very interesting is the left have jumped all over this.
Yeah, I do find that weird because the left sees itself as the spiritual home of marginalised communities like the LGBT community. However, Stormzy has been found to tweet a string of homophobic slurs over the years, so offensive and wrong that I actually can't really repeat them on this, nor would I want to, of course. The only thing I can say is probably the mildest one where he called something proper gay.
Yeah, what I find is very interesting is that it's one rule for Stormzy, but another rule for someone like Boris, who actually has come out in favour of gay marriage, voted to repeal Section 28. Yet people continually, you know, criticise Boris for his language.
Absolutely.
It's just shocking. At least have some consistency.
That's exactly it. It's one rule for one and one rule for another. But anyway, that's all from us this week. All that remains is to leave you with some footage of Jeremy Corbyn's interview with Andrew Neil.
Enjoy.